It's a beautiful day here. We're on the bridge over the start-finish line at the moment. We are, 2.5 hours into our race. Round 4 of the UniSA Australian HPV Super Series for 2018. There's a crowd of kids up here who have been enjoying themselves. There's a lady who wants to get through, and she's going to duck under the camera and do it. It's all happening here. All the things we do on the bridge. Thank you. Hey, let's look at Category 4 now. We have 3 categories today. It's the non-school categories today, so your community teams. Category 4 is your under-17s. In first position, Roof Rack City Racing Billy Fleming, 75 laps. Roof Rack City Racing Eleanor, 72 laps. And in third, Hills HPV Racing Wildfire, 67 laps. In Category 5, your under-20s, it's G-Trikes Road Rage Fatrix, 86 laps. Wattle Racing Mater, number 21, on 82 laps. And in third, GT Murray Bridge OS, 81 laps. And Category 6, the open category, the category that gave us so many dramas last time, they're doing it again, but not the same culprits. I'll give you the top 5 here. Unhinged, number 110, 90 laps. In fourth, Wattle Racing Toothless. They won round 1, 2 and 3, and they are in fourth. Now, when Rhys got out of the bike after the first hour today, he said there was something dragging. He could feel there was even going down the hill, he had to give it 100%. There was no resting for him. So there is something, I think, wrong with that bike. The lap times are slightly slower than the rest of the teams out there. Peninsula Human Power, gold member, 92 laps, so a lap ahead of them. In third, Wattle Racing Ironbark is 1 minute adrift, 1 minute 3 in fact, adrift of the lead team. So the stablemate from Wattle Racing Toothless is actually doing better. And the leading team is Team Relentless Trump Trikes. Now, we talked to Relentless earlier about their hopes for today. I think they'll be very happy right now. Let's go to that. They were so good last time. They'll be even better this time, I'm sure. Kyle Lyric's with me from Team Relentless. If you're just catching up on what happened in round 3, Relentless Racing missed out by 3 seconds. Now, this fella here, he holds the world record, 6-hour solo race record. So that's something else set in Victoria. Kyle Lyric, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad today. Yeah, feeling good.
Second rider in his team. The first rider's still out there on a marathon effort at the moment. You're obviously a very good endurance rider.
Yeah, that's definitely my strength, endurance, yes.
So how long will you ride for?
Today, it just comes down to conditions a little bit. It's pretty warm today, so I'll probably carry maybe 3 bottles. We're looking 90 to 100 minutes.
Okay, so the track's nice and, it's no wind, there's no rain around, it's just a nice sort of set of conditions. Pretty warm in the bike. The 3 litres that you're carrying will hopefully carry you through that time. So that's a fair bit of drinking to have. You guys have a lot of work to do to win this season. You've done well. You're still within striking range. What about today?
Well, if you look back last year around this time, we hadn't beaten them all year. So that's, we know that this is the quickest race they ever race. I think we worked out at Murray Bridge, we beat them by nearly an hour worth of racing. So I think we sort of plan to peak around September when that's the race that really matters for us. So we're gunning for the win today, though, so don't you worry, we're throwing everything at them.
Well, it'll interest us a lot if you do win today, which is quite a likely event, really, because it really does set a tone for September when we've got the 24-hour race. There's so many variables. I watched a few races in the last week, Kyle, where teams, and your team was one of them, a Trump Trike was doing so well, and suddenly things fell apart. That 24-hour race has some cruelty to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, anyone on their day can win. It just takes that, that split-second decision where you might make an error, which I've done in the past. I've crashed, and it's costed in not winning. So it doesn't take much, and we spoke about that last night. It's been a few clean races for both of us, us and Toothless. That there's been no incidents. There's been no flat tyres. There's been no gear cables broken or crashes. So yeah, it'll be a hot race today, and they're doing really well, and we love that competition. It feeds us. It makes us more hungry to improve ourselves, and I think that's the best part about the sport.
Last question, Kyle, because I know you've got to get into the bike fairly soon. Today, if you can win this, what will you guys be saying to each other?
I think it will just sort of let it sink in that we still believe we're number one. You know, we were number one when it mattered, and that's all we ride for. And we've just got a great group of guys. We have a bit of fun. We take it serious, but we have fun, and we'll just be riding all the way through to September.
Well, nice. Good luck with that. World record holder Kyle Lyric from Relentless Racing will also be catching up with other teams who are doing very well today and who have some hopes. The Australian National Championship is on the line here. Lots of points up for grabs. Some honours as well. And the flavour of September, it's starting to emerge now. Some really tight battles between the two top teams here, between Relentless Trump Trikes and also with Wattle Racing Toothless. Look forward to how this unfolds. Well, thanks to the guys from Relentless. While you've been watching that, they've moved a lap ahead of Ironbark now and are slowly pulling away. Not sure what's happened there. With me are the guys from Pipsqueak Racing. They're a Category 4 team. Pipsqueak and Squeak, in fact, are the two teams there. So these guys are having a good day out there. About 5th and 6th in their category at the moment. Now, we talked to Rhys Bartlett earlier on today. We were thinking that Wattle Racing Toothless, and they may still come back. It's only a 2-lap drop that they've got. But Rhys Bartlett, this is a man who knows his game. He's been around for a long time to the point where he's actually been involved in 6 winning teams. How's this? 6 out of 32 pedal prees, he's been in the winning team. So let's go to that interview now. This is with Rhys Bartlett from Wattle Racing Toothless. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here at Victoria Park, all thanks to Floodlight Media. 2018 has been a cracker of a season, and part of the reason is because the team from Wattle Racing Toothless have proved so tenacious. They did it in Mount Gambier, they did it in Loxton, they just, by 3 seconds, did it here at Victoria Park in round 3 about 6 weeks ago, and now they're getting cocky because this fella doesn't train. The moose is on the loose, they've set him free. Rhys Bartlett, it's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is it true?
I don't train probably as much as some of the other boys. I don't think anyone ever comes into a race and says they've done enough training though, so we'll see what the legs say.
Well, the legs will be speaking fairly soon. Now, what's the feeling like amongst you guys?
Oh, quietly confident, but you just never know. It's a nice day. It's a nicer day than the last race. Relentless have been knocking on that door every race so far this year, so can we pip them? Time will tell.
Well, you amazingly did it last time. I want to know what it's like when you're racing out there, Rhys, and you've got someone gaining on you. How is the information passed to you?
Generally, we use a whiteboard. Sometimes I find it difficult to actually read it, so I just get out there and do the best I can, ride as hard as you can. Come in, you should have nothing left.
There's nothing in your ear?
No, nothing in the ears. If you come in and you've got nothing left, you've done your job. If you come in and you're like, oh, I could have done another 20 minutes, well, why didn't you put it out on the track? That's great.
All right, so the whiteboard is the way to go. That's part of your training, I suppose, is you need to be looking at that. It is a beautiful day, like you mentioned. It's a warm, unusual day today. It's too warm.
Yeah, it will be cooking in the trikes. That sun, bit of cloud cover would be nice, but without cloud cover, they'll be hot.
It's a very unusual day today. It's a very unseasonal, not the hottest July day we've ever had. That was in 1975. But it is getting up there. It's about 21, 22 degrees or something like that. This race is cooking as well. Relentless Racing are chasing down Wattle Racing. Toothless have done 3 from 3. Can they make 4 from 4? Relentless doesn't think so. Relentless thinks they can have this. I just want to talk to you about the 24-hour race too, because I've heard word from them that they do believe 2 things. One is that they can beat you today by 6 laps. That's the word I've heard. And the other thing I've heard, Rhys, is that the 24-hour race is the ultimate for them, and they do expect to give you a shake, and they are actually confident of winning it.
Well, we'll see what happens. 6 laps is a big claim. At the end of the day, we'll see what's the result at the finish line after 6 hours.
And the 24?
That's a while away yet. We've got a bit more time to train for that, hopefully. See what happens again. 24 hours is a long race. Plenty of racers think they can win a 24-hour, and 6 hours in, 12 hours in, something doesn't quite go right. can not finish, you can lose laps, you can lose pace, you can lose riders. There's a lot can go on.
Well, Rhys Bartlett's been there and done that, and I look forward to seeing you. I reckon you'll be on the podium somewhere today, you guys, so good luck. It could be 4 from 4. That would be a record as well. So good luck, Rhys. Rhys Bartlett, the Moose, is on the loose. He'll be on the track at a Victoria Park near you very soon. Okay, we'll go back to the track here. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the very sunny 2018 Round 4 UniSA Australian HPV Super Series. So as the race goes on here, there are a lot of characters. Now, you may remember at the start of the race, if you were watching the live stream, right underneath us, they started off, and Underdog, currently coming 12th, pulling laps of about 142, 145. The fastest lap today is a 126 by Gold member. But about where the Adelaide sign is on the road here, 2 vehicles, one from G-Trikes and Underdog itself, had a bit of a coming together. They scraped, they bashed. We talked to the pilot of that vehicle beforehand. You may remember on the start line, big guy with the beard. I call him Ned Kelly. We also caught up with him afterwards. So we'll go to him. Plus, we'll then get some sense out of Anthony Ducat. Let's go to that now. Takes all sorts here, and sometimes we have to do the tough stuff. Phil from Underdog's just come in.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty good here. Phil, how are you, mate?
Pretty ruined.
You're shaking, you're sweating, you stink a bit.
Yeah, it's all the fun stuff, really. Like, this is why we do it, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you going to have a sleep now?
No, I'll recover and maybe if I have to get back in again.
So recovery is laying on the concrete. That's how it's done.
Cool, that's why.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah, I think you're a jinx, by the way. I said I'd ride nice and cautious on the start, and I got put on my roof.
Oh, yeah, that was you. No wonder. He's used to being upside down and on his back.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Can you believe it's been 2 years since we've seen this guy? We missed him last year. He's back with Underdog this year. Underdog tangled at the start with one of the G-Trikes. They had a roll right on the start line. Haven't seen that since 2005 with one of the Loxton bikes at the Murray Bridge Pedal Prix. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Very well, thank you. It's good to be back.
The Duck is back in town. Underdog, good team. This team's gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, for theoretically a second team, they're running pretty well. They have done consistently for, 3 or 4 years they've been running now, which is really good.
Where are they based?
They're an Adelaide-based team, so along with Unhinged, which is the lead team, yeah, they're an Adelaide-based team, but just occasionally I come over and have a bit of a play with them.
Where have you been? Where have you been?
Hibernating, basically.
Did you miss it?
Yes.
Yeah, once it's bitten you, this crazy sport, it doesn't really let you go. It will never let us go.
No, I was kind of tied up with mountain biking last year, and a bit of other life got in the way. But yeah, the bug hasn't let go, so I'm enjoying being back in the fold.
So for a young fella like you, how do you like splitting the categories? So having 2 race days.
I think it's good. It opens up the track a lot for the faster guys. It improves the safety by not having as much traffic density on there. So yeah, we can really cut loose and show what the trikes can do.
Speaking of the trike, how is it after that little tumble? It didn't look much.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of superficial damage. It still looks like it's running pretty well. I haven't actually been back to the pits and caught up with the guys yet, but it's circulating pretty smoothly from what I can tell.
Yeah, but that taps into the social stuff here, and you're one of the characters of... There's a great photo of you and me, actually, at Murray Bridge a few years ago where you're wearing lycra, tux. A lycra tux. Have a look on the Facebook site for Australian International Pedal Prix if you want to see this man dressed to the nines in lycra. Sensational photo. Is it here?
No, not this round, but I'll probably bring it over to Murray Bridge. I'm planning on being at Murray Bridge again this year.
We might put that in our blooper reel. Hey, Duck, great to see you again, mate.
Likewise.
Good on you.
Good to catch up.
Yeah, good on you, Anthony from Underdog. I do expect them to do very well today. They're in the light green and pink machine and with some white trim on it as well.
Light blue, pink and green.
Oh, I'm colourblind. Okay, let's go back to the track. Well, here's the Ford Mustang. Thanks to Morn Team Motors, we are using this tomorrow as our pace car. People of different ages here, and we've got the older ones here today, but behind the camera I'll introduce you to some of the younger ones who are getting scrutineered for tomorrow. They've been asking me to do a slav and a gangster squat next to this big machine. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. I did it off air while you were watching that pre-record with Underdog, and it just hurts. And it looks bad. Hey, this is scrutineering for tomorrow. Every team must pass scrutineering. So this team here, I don't know if you ratbags will get through. I don't know. Hey, go on. Here it is. There it is. Yo. Fantastic. How are you? What school are you?
Mount High,
Okay, where's that?
Mount Gambier.
Oh, Mount Gambier. Okay, no worries. That's where we had our first round, of course. So Mount Gambier High is here. Do you get nervous when Rob goes through this? And everyone seems pretty happy, but Rob's a big taskmaster.
No, not really. It's a new trike, so yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
Looking all right as a Rob. Can we talk to you, Rob? Rob is our chief scrutineer and has been since pedal pre was invented. Rob, take the mic, mate, if you could. Rob, what are you looking for here at the moment?
Because it is a new trike, just as they said, I know it complies with all the general rules such as wheel track and wheelbase and strength of body and so on. What I have to do is just make sure that it hasn't got any cracks in the chassis, that the seatbelt's not worn, and a few little things. Sometimes people add extra stuff in, like they might put some shading on the windows so the riders can't see anymore.
Windows?
Yeah, tinted windows. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Well, you can put it on the back window up here, but if you're going to have to look out of it, you don't want to do that. And I might also have a talk to the team about putting some internal guards, because there's some really good reasons for that. And then I'll have a look, make sure that the brakes are connected, and that's about it. All the other stuff's there.
Gee, I'm glad you don't have to judge me at all. That's really hard. Good on you, Rob. Rob Spurling. Let's give him a round of applause. What a gentleman he is. Every year we play Spot the Rob Spurling. We have a photograph where you can just see the hat. It's like, where's Wally? Okay, so that's scrutineering. As I said, all ages. Tomorrow it's the schools. Today it's the community categories. We met Nicolette from Dirty, Hungry, Thirsty. It's lunchtime here. A good time to go and meet her right now. One of the toughest things about this job is having to sit down and relax while you're in the sunny parklands of Adelaide watching a great race unfold in front of you. It's dramatic already. And I get to meet people like my next guest here. She's from the team, and it's on her job description as well, Hungry, Dirty, Thirsty. She's definitely hungry and thirsty, because I saw her chowing down before. So, hello, Nicolette. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Yeah, that's headed towards the edge. Nicolette, this is your second race here.
That's right, yes.
How'd you like the first one?
It was wet and cold, but we got through it, and, it's all part of the sport.
So this is a nice setup, isn't it? You get to sit around. When we walked past you, you were having a bit of a stretch. Talk us through what your plan is here.
Well, as one of the senior members of our team, I'm trying to make sure that I give some of our younger riders a bit of a rest, and that I don't, completely slow us down. But really, I'm just making sure I don't break myself. Yeah,
it's horrible, isn't it? When you get an injury, when you maybe over 30 and you over 30. Hungry, dirty, thirsty, and delusional is me. When you get older, it actually is very hard. So you were doing some hamstring exercises, which you're very welcome to do on the camera if you like. No, you won't, will you?
No, I'll pass on that, thanks.
What's it like being out there? It's such an unusual sport. How the hell did you get into this?
So the kids started doing it in primary school. I decided that as a cyclist I'd give it a go, and that it was time, now that they were in an open team, that I could just try out and see how it went. So I've done it for the last 3 years. This is my third, and it's lots of fun.
It is great, isn't it, being out there? I was surprised when you ride how loud it is and how rumbly it is when you have another vehicle come up to you as well. When you hear that beep if someone dare overtake you.
Oh, look, the best thing for me is having brushes with fame. So, someone like, Unhinged comes and takes out the side of the car, and you get that extra little bit of momentum and that little bit of adrenaline rush. I think that's an absolute hoot. I love it. I think it's really good fun. It's a great thing to do as a team, but it's also a real challenge for yourself personally. So, yeah, it's good. Too
right it is. Enjoy your race today, Nicolette. Thanks for having a bit of a fun interview here. We'll get back to the track. With the all-females being led by She's the Man, Waddle Racing, and they're always there, This has turned out to be a terrific race in many different categories. Of course, as a lot of you have been doing, you can comment on the live stream. We read them all, and we'll hopefully reference some of them as well. Now, there was talk of some of the all-females being fairly close. That isn't so, as far as we've looked at the timing here. You can check out live timing via pedalprix.com.au or via our Facebook page, Australian International Pedal Prix. So our next broadcast, local time now, is 12:52. So in 2 hours and 8 minutes at 3 p.m. South Australian time, we'll be back with the broadcast. A little bit of cloud here. It's about 17 degrees at the moment. Some rain forecast for this afternoon. At the moment, doesn't look like we're going to get there. So we're almost at the halfway point here. 12:52, 3 hours and 8 minutes of racing here in round 4 of the UniSA Australian HPV Super Series for 2018. From this race here, a lot of the teams, if they don't go to Busselton, their next race will be the 24-hour race. They want to take some learning from this experience and also some great momentum from this. Good luck to all the teams here. They are really pitching in on what is actually turning out to be a very tiring day because it's damn hot in those machines. From Victoria Park, thanks to Floodlight Media, this is Paul Richards. We will say goodbye to you for now. Make sure you tune in the next 2 hours because we'll bring you the update, and then after that, the finish of round 4.